Imagine this. We are stepping away from the present, away from cities and voices, away from the blue sky that feels permanent, away from oceans that seem eternal. Let the familiar world dissolve. Together, we begin a descent, not through space alone, but through time itself. Past centuries, past civilizations, past the first life, past even the possibility of life. We travel back billions of years to an Earth so young, so violent, that nothing alive could have survived its surface. This was a planet without memory, without patience, without mercy. There were no seas to soften its scars, no clouds to temper its heat, no living thing to witness its fury. There was no peace, only fire. Earth's surface burned like molten iron in a cosmic forge. Rock flowed freely, unrestrained by solidity, surging and folding like liquid flame. Vast magma oceans covered the planet, stretching from horizon to horizon, without coastlines, without stillness. The planet itself seemed alive, not with biology, but with energy, a world breathing heat into the darkness of space. Above it all, the sky was thick and oppressive, not blue, not open, but a suffocating dome of steam, ash, and poisonous gases. Sunlight could not shine. It struggled, filtered, dimmed to a dull glow, barely touching the incandescent surface below. For millions of years, Earth burned. Not dramatically, not explosively, but relentlessly. There was no single catastrophe to mark this era, no defining moment, only persistence. Heat radiated outward, escaping the planet grain by grain, photon by photon, into the endless cold of space. This was not change by force, it was change by time. And time in the universe is patient. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the planet began to lose its glow. Seen from orbit, Earth transformed. Its blinding brilliance faded. Dark patches appeared on the surface, like scars forming on cooling skin. These patches cracked, drifted, shattered. They were the first crusts, fragile skins floating atop a sea of fire, ephemeral, temporary, yet they represented something profoundly new. For the first time, Earth was learning to let go of heat. Cooling had begun. Below these unstable crusts, the planet remained furious. Volcanoes dominated every horizon, erupting continuously, spewing steam, carbon dioxide, sulfur compounds, and ash into the sky. Each eruption reshaped the surface. Each eruption reminded the universe this was still a world hostile to existence. But the atmosphere was changing. Water vapor accumulated, layer upon layer, growing heavier, growing thicker. Immense clouds began to form, towering beyond anything seen on Earth today. They wrapped the planet completely, hiding the surface in perpetual darkness. Within these clouds, energy gathered, pressure mounted, until equilibrium could no longer be maintained. Lightning ripped across the sky, not as isolated flashes, but as constant planet-wide storms. And then, rain. Not gentle rain, not nourishing rain, but rain as violence. Water crashed down on incandescent rock, boiling instantly on contact, exploding back into vapor. Again and again and again. Rain fell, water vanished, vapor rose, clouds thickened, and rain returned. A planetary cycle without rest. This went on not for days, not for centuries, but for hundreds of thousands of years. The Earth endured, and slowly, almost quietly, the surface temperature dropped, until one moment, not dramatic, not announced, everything changed. For the first time in Earth's history, water touched the surface and did not disappear. It stayed. That moment passed unnoticed by the universe, but it altered everything. Water pooled in the lowest places. It seeped into fractures in the crust. It gathered in vast depressions left by impacts and tectonic violence. Basins deepened, darkened, and under an orange, mineral-rich sky, they began to reflect light. The first oceans were born. They were nothing like the oceans we know. They were not blue, they were not clear, they were not calm. They were warm, murky, saturated with dissolved minerals. Their waters churned constantly, stirred by tides, heated from below by magma, and battered from above by falling debris from space. Yet these oceans did something extraordinary. They changed the destiny of the planet. Water absorbed heat that rock could not. It drew carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, locking it away in solution in stone. It redistributed energy across the globe, smoothing extremes, dampening chaos. Earth began to settle. Above, the moon, closer than it is today, pulled relentlessly at the young seas. Tides surged across the planet, mixing water, minerals, and energy on a global scale. For the first time, Earth had a rhythm of rise and fall, a rhythm of circulation, a rhythm of balance. The planet was still dangerous. Asteroids continued to strike, volcanoes continued to erupt, but destruction no longer ruled alone. Earth was becoming a system, interconnected, responsive, evolving. And within the depths of those ancient oceans, far from sunlight, far from the violence of the surface, something subtle unfolded. Water became more than substance. It became possibility. Molecules dissolved, they drifted, they collided, they rearranged. At hydrothermal vents along the ocean floor, energy from Earth's interior met seawater. Heat surged upward, carrying minerals and chemical gradients into the darkness. No awareness guided these reactions, no intention shaped them, only the laws of physics and chemistry working patiently, as they always have. Preparing the stage, preparing the conditions, preparing a future that did not yet exist. Life had not begun, but the universe was rehearsing. And billions of years later, that rehearsal mattered. Because we are here now. We, beings made mostly of water. Water that once boiled on newborn rock. Water that once fell endlessly from blackened skies. Water that once filled Earth's first oceans. The atoms in our bodies are ancient travelers. They were present when the planet cooled. They remember, in their own way, what it took for Earth to become gentle. We do not simply live on this planet. We are what happens when a world learns to patience, when fire yields to water, when chaos gives way to balance, when time is allowed to do its quiet work. Every ocean wave today, every current beneath the surface, is a continuation of that ancient reign. And everything we are, everything we have ever been, began when Earth learned to cool.